Well, hello everyone. My name is Antonia G, but I go by Honey Roots. I am a professional. I am about 8 years into the game. I'm currently located in Las Vegas, Nevada, but my education was done in Richmond, Virginia at Empire Beauty School. I Today, the class is going to be on silk press success. I'm excited to show you all my technique that works for me. So far with my client today, Louie, you'll get to meet her in a second. She has been shampooed and deep conditioned. So the start of a silk press, the start of a successful silk press is a clarifying shampoo. Today we use Kenra's clarifying shampoo. It is my favorite at the moment. We get about 1 or 2 shampoos. You just want to make sure it gets very clean in this step. The next step would be using a moisture shampoo. So I shampooed her with both. Made sure she got nice and clean. I went in with a moisture conditioner just because in Las Vegas, it's a desert, so it gets kind of dry, and her hair was a little thirsty. So we went in with that. She has been put with a processing cap under a dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes, where she'll sit. She'll be removed and rinsed with cold water. It's very important to rinse the conditioner with cold water because it locks in the benefits of the conditioner. It helps increase shine and decrease frizz. And when you want that silky overall look, that's definitely what you want. You want it to be frizz-free, shiny, flowy, hydrated. Because they will not be putting extra products on after you're done, you definitely want to make sure all the hydration is sealed in, and rinsing with that cold water ensures that. So yeah, currently she's under the dryer. Currently she's under the dryer, and I'm about to rinse her with cold water. And then I will come right back and we will get started with the silk press and everything that I'm using. In this moment, if you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the question and answers, and I'll be back in approximately 60 seconds or so.
How's the video and audio for everybody? Wow. Everything sounds okay and everything looks okay so far. I know sometimes we have some audio or video issues, so now's a good time to ask while we're waiting for her to come back. Good. Thank you, Kayla. Good. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. I will, while we have a minute too, I wouldn't typically do this, but I will today. We're currently running a 50% off promotion. It's 50% off all non-swivel double sharks and monarchs. These are our 2 premier haircutting shears, Japanese Hitachi VG10 and Japanese Hitachi ATS 314. These are the 2 best Japanese Hitachi metals in the world. So if you're currently in need or looking at purchasing new shears, that promo, that 50% off non-swivel double sharks and monarchs, will end tomorrow night at midnight. So here's your opportunity to save half on those shears. New Jersey in the house. Vernon Township High School. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you're here.
And I'm back, you all. I'm just going to flip the camera around so we can get started with the rest. This here is Louie. Hi. This is my wonderful model for today. Alrighty, so with the silk press, as important as the shampoo and the conditioner process is, the products that you use afterwards is also important. Almost all the products that are going in her hair are going in her hair right now. So we are going to use a spray leave-in. I personally, at the moment, am using Saints and Sinners. So we're going to go in with the spray leave-in. You just want to make sure you spray enough, not too much. A little goes a long way, especially with Saints and Sinners. I then go in with the Saints and Sinners styling potion. I do 1 full pump, which gives you about that much. And then I go in with their Illuminati serum. And I use maybe a like dime size. And that does change depending on the client's texture, how much hair they have, how dense it is, how fine it is, things like that. So how much you use does change. It does have factors. I am using the Olivia Gardens brush to detangle her hair. You do want to make sure the hair is nice and detangled before you go in to blow dry. You don't want to rip out your client's hair or hurt them. Everything you do should be pain-free. You want to hold the hair at the base to ensure that you're not allowing them to feel any snags or anything. You start at the bottom, you detangle it all the way up until you get to the root. And with the deep conditioner, it made it nice and easy to go through. You want to do the same thing again for each section. You want to ensure that you're holding at the base. You start at the ends and you work your way up to the roots. So the tools that you use are just as important as the products that you use. I personally like to use Olivia Gardens brushes only because they heat up. This metal here heats up as well as my round brushes. And it makes it easier to blow dry. It helps and adds an extra layer of shine, and it also makes it dry quicker, and time is money. So if you can get the hair dry quicker, you can get people in and out. I can finish my silk presses on average take about 60 minutes with the price point of $100 every hour. You know, it adds up to a nice amount, but I can only do that in an hour because of my tools. They make it easier and more efficient. So as well as my brushes, my blow dryer matters as well. I use a Babyliss Ferrari engine, the Valère V1. It is my favorite blow dryer at the moment. This is what I use. And then this is the round brush that I use. I use a square small to get her root. This is what I will be using at the root. And this is what I will be using at the base of her hair, for the length of her hair, excuse me. So I'm going in at the root. I'm going to put your head downward for me just a little bit. I'm going in at the root. I'm going to lock the brush in and tug. You should see the tension. You can tell the difference between the area that I don't have the brush is still curly and the area where the brush is causing the tension is straight. You want to see it straight like that before you hit it with the blow dryer. The blow dryer locks it in the place that it is. So if it's curly like this, when you're blow drying it, your blow dryer won't be as silky and as smooth. So you want to lock it in, but you don't want to hurt your client. Lulu, is this hurting you? Do you feel the tension?
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt.
Awesome. They should feel the tension, but it shouldn't hurt them. So I'm going to let it go. I'm going to twist to kind of lock it in and pull it back just a little bit. You always want to blow dry with the heat facing towards you. You never want to put it straight towards their scalp. You can see the longer part is towards the base of her scalp. So that way it pushes it outward towards me and not inward towards her. Head backwards just a little bit. Alrighty, so that is what gets her roots straight. So when we go in with the flat iron, we only have to do one pass. Now we're gonna take the rest of her hair and we're gonna go ahead and blow that out. Can you open the door for her, please?
What product did you put in after the leave-in, but before the serum?
Excuse me?
What product did you put in after the leave-in, but before the serum?
I put in the Saints and Sinner Velvet Divine Styling Potion.
Thank you.
I also use Saints and Sinner's moisture conditioner and moisture shampoo and conditioner. So a lot of majority of the product I use for a silk press is Saints and Sinners, except the start, which is the Kenra's clarifying shampoo. So again, yes.
Sorry, forgive me. Do you always clarify before you start?
I do always clarify before I start. The only time I don't clarify before I start is if I did a fresh color. I will not clarify after a fresh color. I will go straight into the moisture shampoo. But other than that, I do clarify. It's really important for the flow and the silk effect. Even when I go in with the moisture shampoo first, I personally can kind of tell the difference on the effect of how silky and how shiny it is. It will still come out silky and shiny, just not as silky as it could be.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Again, we're gonna pull, we're gonna make sure that the roots are nice and straight. We want the heat to be flowing towards us, not the client. Head back just a little bit. I don't normally have their head placed as weird, but for the purpose of y'all being able to see as well, I am having her tilt her head a little more than necessary, a little over exaggerated, just to ensure the camera can see it. But as long as you can get a good tension grip, that is what's important. Head downward. The back. Tap to the side. There we go. Okay, so sometimes the hair gets tangled before you get to it. You simply grab it, go back to the ends. You want to make sure you're never tugging or pulling them or like forcing yourself through knots. So just take the time to stop, brush the ends out, and then continue. You see the difference? All righty, so on to the next section. We're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna make sure you lock it in. Are you okay? Am I hurting you at all? Awesome. This should not be a painful thing. And with the tools, it makes it extra quick. Sorry. Again, if it feels a little tangled, just go ahead and take the time to detangle it. It only takes a few seconds and it is way more comfortable for your client. Last section. If y'all have any questions about the blow drying portion, go ahead and drop them in the questions and answers. And I'll be answering them when I am flat ironing. With her hairline, I'm being extra gentle that I don't burn her skin around her face because nobody wants a burnt forehead. I'm pulling it back and I'm making sure I'm really gentle. I'm keeping the blow dryer moving and not sitting in one space so it does not burn her. Same thing around her ears. I got one. All righty, and we are done with the blow dry portion of the silk press. She should be 90% as straight as she's gonna be at this point. Our goal is to only have to pass through one time with the flat iron to get her silky straight. And please forgive me, I did forget something. Let me walk to my station. I'll be right back. This is all. All right, I forgot one of my important tools. So a fine tooth comb that has a pointy end, could you have it straight for me, with a that is carbon, like a carbon comb, because this will be getting hot, it will be close to the heat. But it's very important that it's fine tooth to ensure that as you are going through it, you are pulling out you're just making it as smooth as possible. There is 100% no tangles, no kinks that are in it, just smooth. And
Is the primary focus of the blow dry to dry the hair or to straighten the hair, or both?
both. So the hair has to be dry to proceed with the flat iron, but it is to straighten the hair. You can use different methods to blow dry, going in with a round brush or even a Denman brush just allows it to be smoother. So that way it's mainly, it's 90% as straight as it's gonna be before you go in with the flat iron. I am gonna take my fine tooth comb and go in at the nape of her neck. It is still a little wet, so I just wanna ensure that it's dry before I go in with the flat iron. Also, when blow drying, you want to ensure that the hair is wet. Sometimes some textures of hair, some people's hair can dry out a little bit. You want to just make sure you spray it with a water bottle before you proceed. Her hair holds water well, so I didn't have to do it, but if you have to, do that. We're gonna go in. I'm using a Babyliss. Don't quote me on the sides. Flat iron, it's my old handy dandy. As you can see, these are really the ones I use on a daily basis. And it is a titanium plate. It is important that you use a titanium plate for your silk press, as that's what actually silks it out. So as you can see, you still see a little bit of texture in her hair here. We're gonna knock that out in one pass. You want to go close to the root, but do not touch the scalp, and go ahead and pull it down.
What's your temperature set at?
It is set at 450. That is why you want to ensure that you are doing the proper steps. So deep conditioning the hair, putting them under the dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes, ensures that the hair reverts back to curly when she is ready to come out of her silk press. It helps minimize, even close to eliminate, heat damage. None of my clients have heat damage, and a lot of them come on a 2-week rotation. I also have some that come on a 4 to 6 week rotation, but everybody's curls stay because of the steps that I take prior, with ensuring I deep condition every single time I silk press, and by ensuring I make sure I have a good leave-in and heat protectant, which is my styling potion and my serum. And from here, you just go in with one pass. You just want to make sure you get everything around. So does anyone have any questions about where we are thus far?
I've been sending them over to you as they come in off of Facebook as well. So it looks like we're all caught up.
Awesome. So you just want to go in. And I don't know if you all, are you able to see the shine?
I can. We'll see what everyone else says, but I certainly can.
Awesome. So you see how it's going from a little bit textured still. So this is the blow dried hair, and this is the silk pressed hair. So this is what I mean when I say you want it to be about 90% as straight as it's gonna be before you even go into the silk press. So as you can see, I combed it in there, and it looks almost as straight as that, but running the flat iron over it one time with that titanium plate just silks it out that one step further, that gets it that flowy, silky look. And there are no chemicals used for this, so the hair does revert back to its natural state once you shampoo it. I do suggest coming out of the silk press using a deep conditioner as well. So after you shampoo, you should deep condition when you are coming out of a silk press as well.
Would you do, oh, forgive me. I just have a couple questions here.
Yes.
Would you do more than one pass on coily textured hair?
No.
Okay, cool.
I wouldn't. So I have clients with all hair textures, 4C, 3B, all the alphabets, all the numbers. And I always do one pass. It does take a little bit longer with the blow dry when the coil is tighter, but it works the same way with the deep conditioner. Ensuring that you have a good moisture conditioner will allow it to straighten out with the blow dry as good as possible. And from there, you just still do the one pass. So this method does work on everybody with all hair types, down to the round brushes. And you all can follow me on Instagram at Honey Roots Hair. Y'all will be able to see other silk presses and other things that I do on my page as well.
Can you do me a favor, and when you're doing that, take a step to your left and we'll have a complete view. There you go. Your shoulders just blocking a little bit.
Giving shoulder. Sorry.
It's okay. It's there you go. Perfect.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. I don't have it on front camera, so I can't see me.
You hit us again with the shampoo, conditioner, and the 3 products you used afterwards, please.
Yeah, so the first product I started with was the Kenra's clarifying shampoo. I then go in with the Saints and Sinners moisture conditioner. I then go in with the Saints and Sinner, I might have said that wrong. I then go in with the Saints and Sinners moisture shampoo. Then I go with the Saints and Sinners moisture conditioner. I put her with a processing cap and I sit her down under the hooded dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes. She then rinses with cold water. I bring her over here and we start with the Saints and Sinners spray leave-in conditioner. And then I use the Saints and Sinners styling potion. And then I mix that with about a dime size of the Illuminati serum as well by Saints and Sinners. So right here, as you can see, I got to the end and it's a little caught. I can't pull down easily. So I'm just gonna take it out and detangle and then go back through. When I'm able to pull through with ease, then I go back with my flat iron and I go over that part. That is about the only time I will double pass, is if something got caught, and I do only double pass right above where I stopped. And back just a little bit. I do really like the Babeless titanium flat irons. I like these ones. These are my favorite, the black ones. I know they have a line of the blue and silver ones as well. But for my hot tools, Babeless are my go-to. I hope I'm saying that name right.
The Babyless name? I hope it's right because that's how I say it. So
Okay. I know I've actually never heard anybody from the company say it before. So I just go off of what I think.
your Instagram has an underscore at the end, right? It's Honey Roots
Yes.
underscore. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also don't think I mentioned where I work out of, and I would definitely like to. So I work out of Salon Culture and Suites, located in Las Vegas, Nevada. We do offer, it is a full service salon. We do offer nail services, so pedicures and acrylic services. We have a barber who has his own suite and shop. We have different stylists who specialize in different things, as well as an esthetician that offers facials, body scrubs, and waxing services. So this is a full service salon. We also offer makeup services as well. So as y'all can see, as I'm going through with the flat iron, I'm using thinner sections. I'm making sure my subsections are fairly thin and not too wide. You don't want it to be wider than the plates on the flat iron. You want to make sure you have control over it. Back just a little bit, so it's this way. Thank you. Wait, I'm not hitting them. And that's with only the product that we started with while it was wet. Head back. Thank you. You always want to make sure you can see the roots. You want to make sure you can always see where you're putting your flat iron to ensure you're not hitting your client's scalp. Being that your roots should be almost all the way straight, you shouldn't be fighting with them, going over a whole bunch of times trying to get the roots to smooth out. I know sometimes that can be an issue, the puffy roots. So the better you blow dry the hair, it will eliminate that problem and give you an easier flat iron. I'm using my comb and I'm putting it underneath. It's called the chasing method. And it is to ensure that the hair is going over everything smoothly and that there are no tangles in the hair anywhere.
You just used a regular nozzle on the end of the blow dryer, correct?
I did a regular concentrator.
Yeah, it wasn't a comb nozzle or anything like that.
No. The comb, so no, it's a regular concentrator. The reason I do use a concentrator over a comb is the comb does blow dry quicker than a concentrator. I must say it does hit the time a little bit better. But what it does is it leaves the hair a little bit more puffy, a little bit more poofy even. And it doesn't allow for as silky or as flat of a silk press. So now for this area, I like to pull out the sideburns. And you're really careful here. This area, I do go over a little bit more than once just to ensure that I hit all directions and get this laid nice and smooth. Because imagine if you had a silky silk press and then this was still looking like this on the side. We need everything to match. No hairs left behind. So I want to go upward. I'm going to grab. I'm pulling on it just a little bit to stretch that curl out. But am I hurting you when I pull? Awesome. And I'm just going to slide up. I'm going to keep it moving. And then I take it, my comb, and comb it backwards, and you can see how it just lays down nice and smooth. You want to pull upward to ensure you're not getting your client's ear. If I go here and I try to clip it, I'm going to hit her ear for sure. So I go upward. See how I do this without stepping in front of the camera. And then I go down. Yeah. I take this piece, I pull it, and I go backwards. You do want your client to do as least work as possible. There's nothing wrong with asking your client to hold their ear if necessary while you're trying to figure that motion out. But I personally like my clients to not have to do something unless they do. Sometimes people do have hair that grows really close to their ears, and I just do need them to hold it. It's always best to ask your clients to hold their ear if you even think you're gonna burn it versus hitting their ear. You definitely don't want to hurt your client. Sometimes it will happen. You'll be flat iron and you may touch their roots or you may touch their ear. It is okay. You just want to minimize that as much as possible. You do want your client to have a comfortable experience. Lulu, where would you like your hair parted? Okay. So you want to ask your client where they would like their part. Where you flat iron the hair is where it'll lay best. She will be able to change her part up later, but it will have a little more volume if she decides to move it to a side part. We're making sure we're getting those edges nice and straight. We want edge control to be an option, not a necessity. You see this little front piece. I want to ensure I'm gripping it with my fingers on the comb and pulling backwards away from her face. You see how it's still a little curly right there? You're just gonna grab that, pull it till you see it straight, and then you just run the flat iron over it. It smooths that right on out. Now it flows back with the rest. I have to get in front of you to ensure the part is in the middle. Pull up those edges, make sure you got them nice and straight before you go on with the flat iron and pull away from the face. That's how you're gonna get those edges nice and sleek. Using the flat iron that you already have, you can use a smaller flat iron, but I only use 2 different flat irons, and you'll see where the second flat iron comes in a second. Does anybody have any questions about the flat iron process, the tools that I'm using, or the products that I'm using at all?
Do you recommend using a regular size flat iron over like a pencil flat iron or something that's larger? You know, flat irons come in various sizes now.
I choose the size flat iron that I use because it helps me get close enough to the root, but it also covers enough area. The pencil flat irons are good for the edges, but I wouldn't suggest using that over the hair as they're just too thin, and this covers a little bit more area at once. Again, we are looking to, move efficiently and effectively. So for me, that's just what this size provides. I know some people do go in at the edges with the smaller one. That is fine. I just don't like to switch up just for time purposes. And I just feel comfortable using these. The bigger I've used, I have noticed that it gets a little bit harder to get to the root without burning them because it becomes a little bit harder to see over it. But any flat iron size would work. You just want to ensure that the flat iron is titanium. So right now I'm just going in and ensuring that her part is in the middle. This is the hard part for me, y'all. That looks energy. You can see. All right. Now that we got her nice and centered, we can finish off with this side. This is what the silk is looking like. Just using the products we put in the beginning, no extra products. Now, because her hair is the texture and just the way it is, her hair is super shiny, but sometimes clients need a little extra boost of shine. And this is only good to use if the hair is not very fine. They have very fine, not too dense hair. You probably wouldn't want to use this because it would make it too heavy, and it would slow down the shake and the, even though it would give it more luster, it wouldn't allow the flow aspect of the silk press. But you can put in literally a pea-sized drop of this Design Essentials Silk Essentials, and that will help add a little bit more luster and shine to the client's hair. She doesn't need it, so I didn't use it, but I do think it's worth a mention. You want to make sure you always pull away from the face. Alrighty, now you can see the difference between the silk press side, turn it slightly, thank you, and the blow dried side. Again, we're going to go in with her sideburns. We're going to clip the hair up. Are you still able to see? Is this a good position? You scoot a little bit closer to the side.
Yes.
Awesome. Head up. We're going to snatch your sideburns out. You see the way they're looking, how textured they are, how curly it looks. We're going to grab it. We're going to pull it until it's straight and go upward. We're going to make sure we grip the little hairs here and slide upward. We just want to make sure we keep it in motion so it's not burning her, being that it is really close to her face in lots of areas. So then you just comb it downward. You do want to ensure that you are not hurting your client. So around her ear, you want to make sure that you can see. You want to make sure you hold it upwards as you're flat ironing the root. So it gives you that distance between the root and the ear versus going down. If you were to flat iron it going down, her ear is right here and you're definitely going to hit her ear 100%. So we want to minimize that as much as possible by going up and then coming down.
The Shine by Design, do you put it in before when do you use that if you're going to use it?
Oh, good question. So you use it before you flat iron, but after the blow dry. So if once I'm done blow drying, I see that it's not doesn't have as much luster as I would like, I would use a pea-size amount of the silk Design by Design Essentials. Then spread it throughout the hair evenly and then go in with the flat iron. But it should not be used on fine hair or hair that is not too dense because it will weigh it down. And although it might give it more luster, it definitely would take away from the flow and the movement of the silk press.
Do me a favor and take a half a step to your left, and then your elbow and arm won't block the camera. You can even turn her if you want. There you go. Perfect. No, turn her the other way.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. Keep going.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll be your camera.
Thank you. You know, I've been reading and hearing that the back camera is just better. So I figured I'd give y'all the higher quality and I'll take the low end of the stick. Put your head back just a little bit.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. You see the way it just flows and how it bounces back when you comb it? That's the type of flow that you're looking for. It should move. You okay? Have I hurt you at all? Awesome. You said you're cold? Oh. So head back. So in the time that I'm flat ironing or silk pressing my client's hair, during the blow dry, I don't talk to them too much, only because it's loud. But during the flat iron, this is the time where you get to really build connections with your clients. I like to say my service is an experience because it's a full package. Not only do you leave with your hair nice, but you also leave feeling good. Because the conversation that we have is conversation to uplift and to motivate, inspire, to, move someone on in a good direction that day. So your client walks out feeling confident in their hair, confident in themselves, and just in an overall good mood. Put your head back. You definitely want to incorporate an experience between the customer service, the conversation that you're having, and the skill that you're showing and using on them together. That is what gets your clients to return. You do want returning clients. So building that relationship is important. And during this time is normally when I'm talking to my client, building that relationship. I let them relax at the shampoo bowl. They relax under the dryer. When I'm blow drying the hair, we have very minimal conversation because it's loud. And then this is the time where you really get to connect. Put your head back. And that can go from basic conversation. And as you get to know your clients, it is nice to remember the things they tell you, so you can just check in on their lives. They tell you they were going on a business trip. You can check in with them the next time you see them. Oh, how did that trip go? Things like that, just to let them know that you remember them and you're listening to them and you care. And that the time that they're talking to you, it's valuable. It's not something that's just going in one ear and out the other, not wasting their time. Put your head back just a little bit so they can see. So we are at the top.
And this isn't something like a keratin treatment or other quote unquote chemical services that are the sole purpose is to straighten the hair, correct?
That is correct. This is not like a keratin treatment. This is 100%. This is just a blow dry flat iron or a press, as they would have called it a while ago. This is no chemicals used whatsoever, just products. There is no treatment. The only treatment would be the moisture deep conditioner when you put them under the dryer.
Yeah, so this is all about moisture, shine, giving some love to the hair that's not going to have a quote unquote chemical added to it.
Exactly. This is for the girlies who are a little worried about the keratin treatment, maybe making their hair permanently straight, or who just doesn't have the time or even the lifestyle that fits the keratin. This is what they go to. And the silk press does last up to, my clients can typically get 2 to 4 weeks out of it, and they do go to the gym with it as well. How you sleep at night is very important. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my next step. How you sleep at night with it is very important. I do suggest sleeping with a silk pillowcase, silk or satin pillowcase, or a bonnet, wrapping your hair up in some sort of way, even if you can't do the whole wrap around your head method. As long as you tie it up in some way, your hair should last for at least 2 weeks. When you get into the shower, you should be protecting your hair with a silk or satin bonnet or scarf and a plastic shower cap. You should not be using all three. You can't do scarf, bonnet, and shower cap. What that does is it steams the interior up, and then you end up with like a steam room on your head, and it sweats it out. So you use just a scarf or a bonnet, and then you come and you protect it with a plastic shower cap over top. And between the nightly routine and ensuring that it doesn't get wet, it'll last you about 2 to 4 weeks easily. How would you like your hairstyle today? A natural bend? Okay. So my client is wanting a natural bend today. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna take vertical sections. So we wanna like give it a bend, not a bump. A lot of people have had their hair straightened growing up, got that hard bump underneath. We don't want that, but we want it to kind of flow outward a little bit. So what I do is I take ceramic flat irons, and these are ion, they're super old. But I just go over it with the ends, and I just pass it, pulling towards her face, and it creates this bend here. So I am going to go down. I'm going to grab it like this, and you can use pretty decent size subsections. I'm just going to pull it towards her face.
What temperature are you on, please?
450 as well.
Is there a reason you use ceramic and not plated?
So for me, ceramic smooths the hair out better. Although it doesn't get it as silky and straight as it can, I feel like it just smooths and gives that finished shiny look to the ends just a little bit better than the titanium does. And that is personal preference. But this is just the method that I use and have been using for a good while. This is my most popular service. Next would be my coloring services. But the silk press is almost always even added on to the end of my color services. So this is my go-to. William, how long are we into this video? If you don't mind me asking.
We're right around an hour. We started 3 or 4 minutes late, and then we had an introduction. So we're at around 60 minutes.
Awesome. So in 60 minutes, I have the potential to make $100 every 60 minutes. So the reason if you master this is a success, because if you work 6 hours a day and you make $100 every hour offering this service, it does add up, and it can be very, very lucrative. And it's a very easy service that can get your client's hair straight and give it longevity as well. The process that I use allows the hair to remain straight. So they're able to get wear out of it. So that makes them happy, which also makes them return. And they're able to get a style that when they walk out, they feel good. And their hair is still healthy. The hair will return back to its natural state whenever they are ready. And then, give me 1 second. This is my finisher. This is the Sebastian Shaper Plus. I don't know if y'all can see it, but she has a little bit of flyaways here. You spray just a little bit. You do want to cover your client's face and spray. Oh, the shaper's being a little funny. Spray just a little bit. You spray the comb just a little bit. And then you smooth the hair. And that takes care of the flyaways while still allowing her to have the motion. Shake your head. Shake your head. Shake your head. Yeah. So she has motion all the way through her hair. Her edges are nice and smooth with no edge control. Edge control is an option. She wants to tuck her hair with her sideburns down. They are smooth as well. So she has all around smoothness, silkiness, shine, and movement in 1 hour. And that is it. There you go, Lulu. Thank you. All right, does anyone have any questions about the process?
Here's the last chance. We had a bunch of questions, which I love, and I think we answered the majority of them live, if not all of them. However, if I didn't get to one of your questions, please, now's the time to ask, either in the comments or in the Q&A. We've recorded this whole class as well, so I'll download it, edit it, and it'll be uploaded to our YouTube page within maybe 24 to 48 hours.
Awesome. So just to run through the steps one last time. So if you want to get a piece of paper and write out the steps, just to clarify it one last time. So you want to use a clarifying shampoo for step 1, step 2, a moisture shampoo, step 3, a moisture conditioner. You want to deep condition them with that conditioner under a hooded dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes. You want to rinse with cold water. You want to put in a leave-in conditioner, that is a spray. You want to use a serum and balm mixed together. You then want to blow dry the hair with a round brush, get it as smooth as possible. Go in with a titanium flat iron at 450. 1 pass should be all you need. Then for styling, go in with a ceramic. You can finish it off with any type of balm or hairspray or anything like that to help tame the flyaways.
Great job. Thank you. Everybody's saying thank you. Thank you. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you coming on. I just want to make sure that we answered all the questions. There are a ton of thank yous rolling in, so I want to make sure there's no questions in there.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for watching and signing up for the Silk Press Success class. Again, my name is Antonia G. I also go by Honey Roots. You can find me on Instagram at honeyroots_.
Fantastic job. Thanks for joining us. And I
Thank you.
look forward to having you on again in the future, if I can say it. Everybody have a great day.
Thank you. Have a
All
good
right.
day, you all.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.